Hello my fellow readers, I'm back to talk about another visual novel, and this time it is Period Cube, Shackles of Amadeus. I don't remember anything about Amadeus, but anyway. There's the game. This is another one I had for my Vita. I don't think that this one is available like through the Switch or anything, but I could be wrong. But I feel like this one maybe wasn't as much of a big seller. Or they just didn't want to port it. I don't really know. I also feel really bad because I've forgotten the main character's name, because so much of it is you, like, as the character talking to other people that I can't remember. But anyway, this game, I really liked the gameplay of, and especially there's a whole, one of your options is to just have the dialogue play, where you don't even have to press the advance button. You just let it play, and then when choices come up, you can make the choices, which was really nice. It almost allowed for like hands-free playing. So it was almost like watching episodic things. It had nice character movement, where they would actually look more like they were kind of talking to you. That sounds weird, but you know, like if the characters had like ears or whatever, they would twitch and they blink and all that. It was just nice. I liked that aspect. The CGs in this game were not as nice as Code Realize, and the game didn't feel as fully fleshed out and developed story-wise as Code Realize, but it was still really, really good. So let me tell you about that story. So essentially we follow our main character, who is searching for her brother, who, spoiler alert, is not her biological brother, as these things usually go. But since their parents married, the two of them have always been really close, and her brother Shiki has always watched after her, and said they're really close, but Shiki has started college and suddenly seems to be a bit more distant from her. He won't invite her over to his new apartment, and just recently he won't answer her phone calls or text. So she is worried about him and wants to find out what's going on. So she begins her search to find out where Shiki is. And along the way, she runs into their childhood friend, Hiroya, who decides to help, I guess, look for Shiki, and takes her to Shiki's apartment, and also explains about the game that he and Shiki have been playing. I can't remember the game title. I think the world is Arcadia, but I don't remember what if that's the same game title, maybe. Anyway, he talks about the game that they've been playing, and I think there's also rumors going about within the game, but regardless, I don't remember if they decide to or they get pulled into the game, and she finds herself there in the game world. And this is when you are in the game world, there's more fantasy creatures. So Hiroya is more like a wolf boy. It's got like claws and ears, and it's really cute. She likes his look. I think they decide to go, and I just remembered because like she has to create her character, and I think decides to be on the same side with Hiroya so that they can team up and he can guide her. So they start doing that, and of course along the way she meets other characters, and most of the main characters you will then get a chance to go and follow their routes. I'm trying to remember how many there are. There's obviously Hiroya's route, which I would recommend like saving for the end because it is more of the full story. So our main character is Kazuha. Sorry for forgetting that. I actually looked it up so that I wouldn't be a bad person. But it's kind of understandable because you're so used to just like playing as the character that sometimes I don't pay attention to the name, which is, I guess, kind of weird, but anyway, that was very fun. And your main routes are Hiroya, Radius, who I think I did first, Liberia, Astrium. I'm trying to remember if I think I did Radius, Astrium, Wait, did I do radius before? I don't remember my routes that I chose. Then Zane and Puyo Puyo. I feel like there's one missing in there that's like another route, I think. And of course they don't have it in there. I think they're trying to like, I was looking up, making sure I remembered all the names. I think because it's kind of a surprise spin-off route. It's a little disturbing. Anyway, overall I liked everything. I think the one problem that I did have is that I kind of would have liked it if the routes all led to an overall like bigger story that sort of remained the same. I mean, in some ways it did, but in some ways it didn't in a way that satisfied me, I guess, because I don't want to give away spoilers, but there are certain routes that I would have liked to have seen tied more together, whereas they all felt so uniquely individual that it didn't necessarily feel like there was a true route, if that makes sense. And sometimes I like that. I like to feel like, okay, this is the true story and the end result, whereas this, I really don't feel so much like there was. I would say I feel like Hiroya would be the closest, but that's still kind of iffy. But it is kind of, I'm gonna say it is kind of Sword Art Online-ish in the fact that they will get sucked into the game, and at some point it switches to higher stakes, to where if you die in the game, you will die in real life. And also the people that are in the game go into this coma state, I guess, and it has a whole like terminology and word for it, which it's been a while now since I finished the game, so I don't remember all of the minute details, but yeah, so semi Sword Art Online-ish where it comes to that. Also, it's kind of weird because it doesn't explain how it sucks the person's mind into the game. Like in Sword Art Online, they had like the virtual headset, so it is like they're more immersed in the game. But in this case, they're, I think, literally just playing on the computer. So like how did their consciousness get sucked in? Like what kind of technology would be needed in order to do that? So I don't know, some of it was just a little off the wall for me, but you know, I can suspend my disbelief for a while for a game, but it was just kind of weird in that sense. Anything else? So again, I don't think that the CGs, which hopefully I've put in there so you can at least see the main characters, and maybe I'll enter what the other name was. I'm pretty sure they're missing. I feel like it started with a D, but anyway, hopefully I've shown you some of those. It's funny because like those CGs, the artwork wasn't that good, but I think the actual gameplay artwork was really cute. So I was kind of thrown as to why the CGs fell so flat, because the game artwork looked like it was really well done, and I liked the blinking and the interaction. So I don't know, that was weird. But I mean, overall, I did like the game. I would recommend it to other otome fans if it sounds of interest, and if you have a Vita, or if it is available for one of the other systems. I mean, it's probably available. The computer port's probably available. I didn't look that up because, like I said, I got these a while ago and just never played them, and finally decided to get more into it. So yeah, I'd probably put this below Code Realize. But I'm playing one now that I've sort of put off finishing, and I really need to get back to it. I haven't been as into it, and I'm sure I'll talk about that one once I do finish it, but it just seems much more, it seems boring to me. I don't like the story and gameplay as much as Code Realize and now Period Cube. So I'm gonna like fight my way through to the end, but I haven't liked that much as one as much, and also I'm not sure I understand what's happening. And I feel terrible like saying that, but I'm sitting there, you know, playing through the game, they don't have good, like, I guess now once you finish one route, it is easier to skip through. But I don't know. You have to play through a lot more. Like, I feel like this one's skip and automatic play was beautifully done. The gameplay for this was fantastic. I would love for the gameplay of this to match the other ones. It is also much easier to like hop to the different routes with this one. Like the whole menu, the whole scheme, everything was so well done in this game. All those things I really appreciate. There's only certain things like the artwork, and then I feel like the story could have been more fleshed out. But beyond that, I think this was really successful. And yeah, I mean, I liked it. It's funny, this is mature themed, so it's 17 and up. I think that must just be for violence. I mean, it's not like anything that explicit or bad happens in this, and even I don't feel like it was that violent. So it's just kind of funny that they think there was more adult themes in this than in some of the other games. But I think it's pretty safe for any teen. Actually, I think even like 13 and up would be fine. I don't think it has to be for 17 plus, but yeah, it's like blood, language, sexual themes, and violence, but like all of that I feel like was more low level than needing an mature rating. But I don't know. I feel like I could have handled this very easily as a 13-year-old. So I would also pass it on to 13-year-olds that I know, and I wouldn't feel like I was corrupting their little minds, because there's really not that much. There's like one, I think, potentially naughty scene, and there's innuendo, but there's nothing that's like blatant or terrible. So that is it for this video. Would recommend Period Cube, although you might want to throw in my little caveats about it. But yeah, overall I liked it. I had a good time playing it. That's it for this video. Until next time, bye.